Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, so it's no shocker that Fortnite is the biggest game on the market right now. Everyone and their mother is playing it. Well, I mean, probably not too many moms. That might actually kill the game. Could you imagine though, like all the moms posting their Fortnite kills to Facebook? But like I was saying, this is by far one of the best games to hop on real quick and just kill some time with your friends. But it does suck to have to sit there and listen to all your friends' wins they've been getting when you're over here trying to get your first victory still. Yeah, that's me. So I decided I wanted to get better and started watching some tutorials and some of the better streamers in hopes of learning some tips that would help me play better. And the more I watched them, the more I started noticing all these different things that they would say in terms that I just had no idea what they meant. I did my research and compiled this list of different phrases that I found are the key to communication in Fortnite if you want to start pulling those sweet victories. So let's go ahead and jump right into them. If you're new here, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and hit me up with any good Fortnite tips you got. I also made a funny gameplay video with my friends. You should totally check it out after watching this one. But moving on, this first term we're going to learn is loot blind. Now, this doesn't mean what you might think. As much as your teammates may abandon your down body when they spot that gold scar across town, this means something completely different. Loot blind refers to when a player is too focused on getting a bunch of weapons and materials and neglects to pay attention to their surroundings to watch for enemy players. Usually this results in me getting absolutely slaughtered without a dying chance. But after I learned this, it made much more sense when I heard people say, "Oh, that noob was loot blind." This could simply mean when you zone out and your brain just forgets to operate. I feel like that tends to happen a lot. Or possibly because it's 4 a.m. and you've got school in a few hours. Or even it could just be the frustration we feel after opening 10 chests and all we get is a bunch of gray SMGs. Thank you, Epic. How did you know that was exactly what we wanted? But moving on to the next term, we have a build battle. Now this one is a little bit more self-explanatory. For those of you who don't know, a build battle is simply when a fight relies heavily on both sides using building techniques to gain the upper hand on one another. These are usually between players with better skill and can most often be found during the last few minutes of each match when only the top few players are left. This is also referred to as a build-up, or you may hear someone refer to those guys in the distance having a build-up. These mean the same thing, but are still both just as intimidating to all the noobs out there like me still learning how to place a wall. And something kind of related to this we'll throw in as a little bonus term is called ramp rushing. Now, this is more of an initial technique when pushing towards an enemy. When someone is ramp rushing, it means they're charging towards you, building ramps as they push, just to shield themselves from incoming fire, as well as provide a temporary high ground for any clear shots that present themselves. This as well can be intimidating if you don't know how to counter it. A lot of the time you'll see players build a ramp and then drop a wall in front of it, which acts as a body shield for the ramp, so it ends up taking twice the amount of bullets and time to be shot down, which could be those precious few seconds you need for that elimination. But it's also a good game plan for all the beginners and people just learning how to play out there. To see an enemy immediately react by pushing aggressively and building can be really intimidating to all the other players out there who don't necessarily know how to combat it. So if you're ever in a sticky situation, just remember how much building can help you, even if you're not the best at it. The next term we're going to learn is rotating. We hear this one a little bit more because it's happening constantly throughout each game. But this is just referring to all the players on the map as they try to stay inside the slowly closing circle of death that's waiting to claim your soul. And you know that feeling when your friend is low on health and gets owned by the storm? Yeah, that's no fun. It puts a dampener on your game real quick. But sometimes they end up making it out of it and you're like, dang bro, we thought you died and went back to lobby. And all they want is some band-aids and a victory. As the game goes on, the playfield is gradually reduced as the number of players lessen. And as the circle closes, it forces all the players outside of it to rotate inwards. Simple as that. But it's also a good idea to remember this because you can use it to help you figure out where potential enemies will be coming from. When a circle is closer to the outer ring on one side, you'll know that the majority of the remaining players will be rotating from the opposite side. This little bit of insight can simply help you know in what direction to build your defenses or go looking for a fight. The next term we're going to talk about is no skins. When you first get the game, you don't have a choice over what skin you can use. You're simply given a skin by the game and anything else costs real world money. And since the majority of the first time players and not so serious ones aren't super into the game, they won't invest money into these new skins for their character. So a good rule of thumb is most of the time when you come across a player with the default starting skin, there's a good chance their skill level's not the greatest yet. And that simply is what no skins is referring to. Players who use the game's default skin and are most of the time noobs. But you gotta watch out, these no skins are getting better, and sometimes they can catch you off guard if you're not careful. Then you'll have to blame your death on that stupid shotgun for only doing 9 damage. And moving right along, the next random word that has meaning in this game is padding. Yes, that's right, you heard me, padding, as in the verb. Like, those guys are padding in on top of us. We are going to die. Which refers to the jump pad. Everyone knows what these are. Drop one down and bounce off of it into the air only to get shot out of the sky, or land on top of some noobs and rain some hell down on them. And these jump pads are sometimes called meme pads or trampolines. Padding is just the action of jumping off one of these things and is a quick way to tell your teammates where the enemies are as they're moving fast and up in the air rather than on foot. Another term I heard a lot while watching streamers and playing with some of my better friends is stack the minis. Now, we all know that kicking back and drinking some of those slurp juices are just about the best thing you can do before you head into combat. But this here is referring to mini shield potions. As you find more on the battlefield throughout the game, you can continue to pick them up and stack them on top of any other minis you already have in your inventory, so they'll all be stored in one weapon slot. This is just something you'd say if you want to give your buddy some mini shield potions. Simply, here, stack these minis. Means just that. Stack them in one weapon slot so you can carry as many weapons and grenades as your heart desires. Okay, so next we've got a 1x1. Now, I hear this term thrown around all the time, whether it's my friends telling me to build one, or someone we're shooting at has built one, or whatever it may be. Streamers are always throwing it around too, and I've finally learned that this is just a type of structure. Actually, one of the best to build in a tense situation. It serves as a good offensive as well as defensive structure. Now, since when you knock out a structure's detachment to the ground, the whole structure collapses, this building consists of 4 walls surrounding you as a base, so if someone was to destroy it, they'd have to knock out all 4 walls. Add a ramp, and boom, that's a 5th wall required to take down your structure. And simply just rinse and repeat the process. You can stand in one spot and spin in circles and jump over and over again until you've built your 1x1 as high as it needs to go. Some people are really fast at this and can build a fort in no time at all. And on the other hand, I'm not very good at this yet, but I'm working on it. It definitely takes some practice and it's worth learning. And last but not least, we've got the saying of farming up. As in, go farm up and meet me back here in a few. Now, sometimes when you drop in a random spot or come across a town that's already been looted, you'll just have a little more trouble finding loot and drop materials. But more often than not, you're going to run into someone sooner or later. And it's always better to be equipped with more than just your pickaxe when every other player is already looking like a fully decked out SWAT team, which just means that it's a really good idea to take a second and stop and go loot some houses and chop down some trees or rocks or whatever it is you like to chop down, just so you're prepared to go into battle. But don't forget to check your surroundings while you're farming and watch out for enemy players. You don't want to go loot blind over and be sent back to the menus from a shotgun to the head. Now, I hoped you learned something new today or this video helped in some way. If so, feel free to subscribe and share it with a friend. If you want to see some more Fortnite from me, check out this awesome video I made with some friends recently. I think you'll really like it. Good luck on all your future games and try to catch some wins for me. Okay, now, real quick, I just want to take a second to say thank you for 15,000 subs. I know it's not the biggest number compared to some other creators you probably watch, but I'm not comparing myself to anyone but me. And for me, this is a huge stepping stone. I'm so thankful for every single one of you that decided to hit that subscribe button and come back each week to hear what I have to say. It means a lot to me. It really does. If you want to stay up to date with me in between videos, you can follow me on Twitter at MichaelJYouTube. There'll be a link in the description. I'd love for you to at the very least drop by and say hi. And also, I've started to get some drawings people have done of my little character, which first off is amazing, but you guys are so talented. I thought it was worth sharing these at some point in a video, so here you go. These should be scrolling across the screen now. Well, I hope so at least, but feel free to check out these artists. I've gotten the wonderful opportunity to meet a lot of you through Twitter and just see how talented you really are. It's incredible, and these all look so good. Oh, and check out this cute little GIF my friend Tuna made. Is it GIF or GIF? Comment down below. Okay, so a little context here. This is after I posted a video of my professional rock skipping skills to Twitter, and it kind of blew up, and everyone was just asking how I did that. And I just kept telling everyone that I use the Force because I'm a Jedi Master, duh, which I totally am, by the way. But because of that came this cute little GIF of me using the Force to shoot a hoop after I trip over my own 2 feet. But also thank you for all the many birthday wishes you guys sent. I had an amazing day, and you guys just made it all that much better. But again, just want to say thank you for all the love and support you guys have shown me. I notice it. Each little comment, each little tweet, and I appreciate it. Your art is incredible, and I can't wait to meet more of you amazing people on this journey. Here's to another 15K. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Peace.